Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another album review. My name is Christian Eschbach. Hey there, everyone. You're going to get a little back-to-back Avantasia. Weirdly enough, I recorded these out of order and like weeks apart. Probably more than weeks apart. Maybe even a month apart at this point. That's the joy of doing all these things out of order. Okay. Avantasia, The Mystery of Time. A rock epic. This one's not even listed as a metal opera. No, this one's a rock epic. All right. So, not my favorite Avantasia album so far, but I do very much enjoy this album. I don't generally, when it comes to Avantasia, I don't generally get into the musicians that much with it. But there are some definitely noteworthy names working on this album here. So just in the musicians alone, we got Sasha Paeth, Bruce Kulick, who, I mean, if you're a Kiss person, you know Bruce. Oliver Hartman, Arjen Lucassen, Ferdi Dornberg, Michael Rodenberg, Russell Gilbrook, and that is basically the first four were your first four were your guitarists. Then you got one Hammond organ player, one keyboard piano player, and the drummer. Vocalists, we've got like 100, it feels like. So we got Tobias Sammet, who's responsible for all these Avantasia albums. Then we got Jolyn Turner, metal royalty of sorts. Biff Bifford, who I recognize the name, but I don't really know that well. Michael Kiske, who I recognize from Halloween. Cloudy Yang, I don't recognize. Ronnie Atkins is familiar, but I don't remember where from. Eric Martin, same thing. And same with Bob Catley. A lot of the vocalists honestly sound the same on here. Like, there are definitely times where you know it's different vocalists, but a lot of them could be definitely mistaken as the same one. And I don't know which one it is. I keep thinking it's Chris Jericho. Or someone that's working with Chris Jericho, because there's someone on there that, you know, really sounds like they're from Fozzy. Okay. Like all albums from Avantasia, this is a concept album, okay? Nice linear story. Unlike a lot of the Avantasia ones, this one's actually pretty easy to follow. Like, normally I would say that you have to really kind of pay attention to get the story on a lot of the Avantasia albums. This one, to get the full story, yes, you have to pay attention, but you can get a rough idea of the concept behind it without having to focus and pull out the lyrics and read everything and study it and get all proggy with it. But we're just going to look at this like I always do when it comes to concept albums for the most part, as individual songs, because the album is very important. As a concept album, as an album alone, this is actually a really enjoyable album, just purely on its own, okay? When you break it down in the individual songs, it holds up well for individual songs, which to me is fantastic. The album opens up with Spectres, which is kind of pretty much your typical Avantasia opener kind of thing. Get you set, let you know, set the theme, the mood, everything like that, all the good stuff. Then we get into the Watchmaker's Dream. This one has got an incredible catchy chorus, man. Singing that one, getting stuck in your head for hours, man. The Watchmaker's Dream. You know, just... that's followed up by Black Orchid, which comes on real nice and heavy after the Watchmaker's Dream, which is kind of really nice that way. Where Clock Hands Freeze, also really enjoyable getting into that. Then you get into Sleepwalking, which is a little bit more slowed down, a little more mellow, pulled back. And I really kind of dig on Sleepwalking. The vocals on it are really, really good, really enjoyable. Definitely gives you that whole wonderful dream-like state going on in there, which is just really cherry. That then goes into Savior and the Clockwork, which is the longest song on the album, clocking in at 10:40. This is where the album, for me, starts to make a little bit of a change. Up until this point, every song is just a really good, solid, on its own song where you can really enjoy it, get into it, have a good time with it. When you get to Savior and the Clock, and moving forward for a lot of the rest of the album, it is just that where you're really kind of looking at the album itself, and you gotta kind of take the rest of it as just the album as a whole. Like, there's no real... Each individual song is still really good and stands out, but it really, at this point, is just you're riding the album out. Is I guess where I'm going with this. So you got Savior and the Clockwork, which is really good. Really gets the second half of the album up, flowing, pushing, pumping. Invoke the Machine. This one's just pure 90s, early 2000s metal, man. Some blistering riffs going on there. Reminds me really heavy of Bruce Dickinson's Accident of Birth. The album itself. Getting into songs like The Magician or Road to Hell kind of deal. But Invoke the Machine really just gets it going good. What's Left of Me isn't a bad tune. Dweller in a Dream, I think, is enjoyable. That one, Dweller in a Dream, is kind of on its own, a nice little catchy one. Kind of hooks you and does its thing, which is kind of nice. The Great Mystery finishes off the album, and this would be the second longest song on the album, clocking in at 10 minutes 3 seconds. Closes out the album really nicely. It's this great long epic, which really, by the time you get to the end of it, you really feel like you've completed something, you've really gone through something. The whole way around, I honestly do find this album enjoyable. While it is not my favorite Avantasia album, so far my favorite one will be the next review. But while it is not my favorite Avantasia album, I really do like it, and I really do think it's a decent spot to even start if you want to get into Avantasia. It really would let you know what Avantasia is like. Look at some of the artwork here. I really dig that. And that is pre-Stranger Things. So, you know, that definitely was not borrowed from them. Really, really cool, though. Really dig that. I can get that going there. Front cover. Well, let's do it this way. This is one of those ones where I think the vinyl would be better. You know, get really in there and look at that artwork. Really nice on the vinyl. I mean, I'd put this up on my wall, you know, even with or without the Avantasia part in there, I'd put this up on my wall. I just really dig the artwork on this one. But I've got a thing for goblins and fairies and stuff like that. Now, here's one of those parts where I would normally complain when you see the lyrics like this on this side, because that would drive me nuts. But look at this, folks. Oh, for us old people, very clear, easy to read lyrics. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, it looks like that's actually the story, the written down stuff. Gosh darn it, why do they do that to us? Pain. The pain. Either way, though, folks, I would highly recommend picking up the album, do a deep dive into it, read all the cool stuff on the inside, really get into the story, really dig in on it. Yeah, that's it. You know, like I said, I've already recommended this album. I would say it's pretty good. It's worth picking up. Yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think, guys. That's what the comment section's for. I'm sorry, I don't have anything extra to add to it, you know. On your way down the comments, you'll see a couple links in there. Feel free to check those out. They'll take you some fun places. Otherwise, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the little bell for notifications. Peace, love, take care.